things that we're going to do, ooh, my hair. One of the things that we're going to do is give you guys like a schedule of what we're going to be covering. Right, Mr. O?
Yes.
So do you want to take it from here?
No, keep going. You're doing fine. Why are you stopping? What kind of relationship is this?
Because I'm a talking head. So I'm super excited because it's only going to be for women who are in a relationship from 3 to 10 years and want to be able to save their relationship. What we noticed through this COVID pandemic is that 75% of the marriages are ending up in divorce. Was that only we did the research in Orange County, California.
Oh, Orange County.
Crazy, right?
Well, there's a lot of stress. People are together a lot more than they really want to be. I see your true colors, and you're getting on my nerves. So there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, so I was a little surprised, to be honest with you. But then again, I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, that's why I have an ex-husband. So, no. So that is one of the things that we are going to discuss is how to be able to, if you do want to save your relationship or your marriage, is how to be able to cohabitate, commingle, be able to give each other space, get to know yourself, right?
How to be by yourself.
How to be by yourself. And that's
in the same
thing.
place.
And that's the biggest thing is being in a relationship, how to give each other space. I mean, why do you have to be on top of each other all the time?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then let's break it down to what they're going to be learning on a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis, we are going to be learning, we'll do it, but we're going to learn today, okay?
Yeah.
On a weekly basis, we're going to talk about the 7-step system, okay? From the Final Step International. We're going to talk about what we do. We're going to talk about why we do it. And we're going to discuss what happens to you.
Yeah, and when we're saying about what you do, what we do, why we do it, we're not talking about us as a business, but also us as individuals. Why we do what we do. What gets you to behave the way that you behave?
The decisions you make. Why I pick that man? Because I love him. And things of that nature, okay? And what happens to you? So there's a 7-step process, and the first step is about awareness and insight. We're going to go in depth in that. You're going to be aware, okay, about what you're doing. Then we're going to have some knowledge around that, why you do it, some understanding. And once you have those two things, guess what? Now we know what's going on. Then the third one is going to be acceptance or admission in the fact that we did what we did, but don't beat yourself up about why you did it. Just have some acceptance around it. Ooh, I used to behave that way.
Right.
I picked that kind of man.
I used to follow him.
A girl. So we're going to understand those things. But there's steps 1 and 2 are going to have covered that. So there's no blaming or shaming or beating yourself up for the person who you used to be.
Right, because we're going to make you brand spanking new.
Brand spanking new. All right, we're doing some sort of video technology things. We're inviting people on and we see them, okay? And then we're going to talk about, then once you understand all this, there's going to be a shift, a change in how you see yourself and your belief systems. You're going to start doing things differently because now you have the information to do that with, okay? So that's really important. So here we are. We're going to take a habit that you've been doing for as long as you've lived and or been with that person, and now we're going to change it.
We're going to shift it.
We're going to shift it. You're going to shift it. I'm going to get some ice cream. Okay, have me a sandwich. So point being is that sometimes it's difficult to change something you've been doing because it's been working. And even though it has been working in a negative state, we're going to try to make that work in a positive state. Okay? That's what's going on there. And then once you have the belief, then once you have the, we'll call it the change, then the belief that what you're doing is fantastic. Faith in the change. So you're going to, wow, I'm making this change. I'm doing it for these reasons, and I believe in it, and I want it to happen, so I'm going to keep doing it.
And believe in yourself.
That's what this is called.
What's that? Let's make it simple.
Wow, this relationship is tough, man. Good God. I got to take a course. I'm serious. Give me a course. I got to take some sort of architect relationship workshop. Oh, I see we're in. I'm too close to it. I can't see it. So All
And
right?
that also happens. Sometimes you're so close to
Yeah,
the action
you can't see it.
that you can't see it.
Yes, our job is to get you to see it. So we're going to make sense of your nonsense. Okay? Make sense of your nonsense. So remember, so the fifth one is the belief or the faith in the change, that what you're doing fits your new, shall we say, script of the world. Okay? And then we're going to apply it. You're going to execute these changes. You're going to try them on for size. You're going to put on a new suit. You're going to do this. You're going to do something different than what you did before. And what I like doing when I work with couples, especially women, I have like 4 women I'm working with right now, I get them to change the behavior without the person knowing it. And they like, you don't react the way you used to anymore. I go, yeah, because I taught her to. Or you don't respond the way and you do things differently. You don't engage in the drama anymore. Yeah, because she's got somebody's ear.
Yeah, the trigger is no longer there.
Yeah, the trigger's no longer there. And really, it really messes up people because they're like, I don't get the response I desire from you because you must have went to that, architect, emotional coach. Okay.
And if that doesn't work, I could hypnotize you to learn.
This is true. This is true. Hypnotism. So we need to talk about that as well. And then the last thing is transformation. Okay. That's the alteration. The transformation this is the new you. This is the new you with all this information and all this application that you're going to use in your new way of dealing with the world. In this case, your significant other, or the person you spend the most time with, or the person you care about, or the person you have questions about.
Yeah.
So once you have this transformation, this new world, this new you got to get used to being this new you. And it takes time. Remember, the old you has been going on your whole life, and now you want to change. Everybody thinks it's going to happen overnight, but it takes time. So you give yourself 3, 6, 9 months to a year, or whatever it takes, depending on your disposition. You can't, then you got to look at yourself and go, whew, this new suit is uncomfortable. Well, yeah, but I like the results. Yes, you do. But now, after you're wearing it, okay, now it's wearing nicely. It's fitting. It's like an old pair of shoes. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. So that's what you're going to be in for in the first week. Okay?
Well, that's a lot. And then also we're going to learn about the relationship that you're in. I mean, is it something that's worth saving? Mm-hmm. We're going to give you a relationship, what's that word that I'm looking for that I told you to write it down, I forget everything. A relationship inventory. So then you could look at it and see what you are actually getting in the relationship. Is it what you really want? Mm-hmm. Then we're going to teach you about the needs. Are you getting your needs met? Yeah. And what is a need?
You got to know what a need is.
Yeah, and how to ask for them.
Really, most people don't know how to ask for needs. So that's really important. And I've done this with couples before. And it's funny. You just give them the sheet, circle what you're needing, and ask them. And they're like, whoa.
Okay, but note to self, when you're asking your partner, don't tell them about more than 2 needs. Because I remember in my book process about a year and a half ago, mm-hmm. I was just opening up like a faucet. There were like a few needs that Michael was not meeting at that time. And I texted to him and he went like 3-4 days, didn't even talk about it. And I finally said, hey, you always talk about needs. I'm letting you know what needs of mine are not being met. He goes, yeah, when I opened it and I noticed that there was a list. He's like, I clammed up. So.
Not going to make them. Not going to meet them.
So do not, note to self, like 2 at a time. They could only handle.
What are your primary?
Primary. See what I'm saying?
Why they will work into the secondary and the peripheral needs.
Right.
But yeah. So. Yeah, because you ask for a lot. I don't ask for a lot. I just want 2. I want food. Pat on the butt. And a little acknowledgement. That's 3 easy ones, right? Nice.
Exactly.
Basic man need.
Yeah, and so we'll also teach you that. And and don't expect them to read minds. So
no mind reading.
No mind reading.
No mind reading.
Exactly. So that's a good thing. So you will not only learn about yourself, you'll learn about your relationship, you learn about your partner, you'll learn how to deal with your partner. And also, the troubles that you are having, is it something that could be saved? Is it worth saving?
Yeah, what are the biggest problems in the relationship? When did the problems start? But if I were to give, what I like to do is, what I believe is probably the most important is I got to get you to know who you are. I got to get you to know how you see the world and why you see it the way you do. Because things have been said to you, things have been done to you, things have been passed on to you, and you have created this perception of the world and how to navigate in it because it has worked for you. It can be cultural, it could be
Oh, that's a butt kicker.
yeah, the culture. Oof. It could be socioeconomic, environment, all these things, we use and we accumulate all this information subconsciously and unconsciously, store it, apply it, and that's who we become, and that's why we make the decisions we make. And this also happens to do with relationships. Every relationship I've worked on, I always go back to, why'd you pick him? Because I loved him. I did. I said, what did you love about him? And then we go into that romance, right? Anytime you go back, we kind of always remember the good times. But there was something about him that reminded you of this person. That person you picked reminded you of someone in your life that was important to you. And you're shaking your head.
Absolutely. Me?
Yeah, you're good looking up there.
There
are no flies. We're good. So weird. We're good. Yeah, I think you killed all the spiders. You have nothing to worry about. Relax.
Looking at the other camera.
Wow. Oh, looking at yourself. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's your thing.
So
going back to that, knowing who you are, that is, to me, that's a huge fundamental and most important component of this workshop. Then we can understand why you picked them. Then we can go, wow, I get it now. And then you can do something about it. I never make you the decision, allow you to make, I never get you to force you to make a decision. You make it on your own. I just give you the information. Okay. And that really seems to help a lot.
Right.
Okay.
So, and that's a good thing also, because you don't want to make a decision based on somebody else. You want to be able to make a decision based on yourself. And like we say, that the truth lies in you. So you already know what you really need to do. You sometimes just need the little nudge, or you just need to actually see it. Yeah, and punch it out.
Not punch it out, just a little, okay.
Oh, I was thinking about the Xbox 360.
That's your violent streak. That's your violent streak. I'll let her have it on her own. I'll leave the house.
Yeah. So just to be able to work it out, with somebody else, other than, just talking about it to your friends and, so they judgy people. Okay. So that's one of the biggest things.
So where do we take them from here?
So from here, what we're going to do is let's start today. Let's just talk about the emotional architect.
Tell them.
Yeah. So creating an emotional foundation, understanding your needs and your emotion and what you're really wanting from this relationship. I think that's huge. Let's go with that one.
Well, hold on.
Whoa.
Remember, we have a half an hour, right?
To it, right?
Well, our time's running out. I'm a time guy.
Yeah, but.
So we'll talk about what we do. Do you want to start there?
All right, let's talk about what we do.
So hold on. So this is an introduction, right?
This is an introduction.
Yes, an introduction.
This is not the actual boot camp. Yeah. But you know me, I'm like.
No, it's an introduction. Yeah. We're going to give you a little taste of what you're going to encounter. It's like you're going to get information that's going to help you really understand the person you are. That's it.
Yeah. First and foremost, we're behavioral coaches. So that means any type of behavior we'll help you with. So it's not, a relationship coach or an addiction coach or anything like that. So you have a behavior, bring it on.
Yeah, so the behavior also has to do with who you pick and your behavior in the relationship and the behavior. And we mentioned addiction, but it all stems from behavior, right? There's a need being met on what you do and why you do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it. It's that simple, right? We just understand what need is being met. Therefore, we're going to continue on this journey, okay? So I'd like to call it the hero's journey. This is one of my favorites. Anybody know Joseph Campbell? He has studied over 1,200 cultures in the world, and they all have this one underlying through line, which is the hero's journey. And they're like 13 steps, and you and I are going to take the hero's journey. Every movie you see, every book you read, there's always a hero journey, and he has to be thrust into action either by his consciousness or by the event itself, thrust them into it unknowingly, or sometimes you're just forced. You got to go do it. It's like kicking someone out the house. All right? Then what's going to happen is this. You're going to refuse the call. You know why you're going to refuse it? Because guess what? It is scary.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. I ain't doing it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right? Somehow you become brave. Somehow you say, you know something, I got to do this. I got to go through this. I got to, see what's on the other side. All right? In order for me to do that, I need to be brave. So then guess what? The third step is this. You're going to what? You're going to pick the mentor. All right?
Oh, no sound on the video?
And there's no sound on the video.
How could that? Oh, I told you it's from this.
It's from, oh.
Can you hear us now, Jeff?
Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing on camera 3.
There's no sound on the video. That's weird.
Oh, never mind. It's working now. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Boy,
you, Jeff.
This technical stuff, man, will throw me for a loop. That ain't human behavior.
You're the only person that has mentioned that. What is everybody else is watching doing?
Oh, Lord.
Your lips?
Okay. Reading my lips. Read my lips, okay? So, do we need to back up on this one? Or we keep moving forward? Okay.
Yeah.
So the third step is, again, the mentor, person who's going to guide you. It doesn't have to be me all the time. It can be a friend. It can be a mentor. It can be somebody in your life who kind of guides you along. But I'll be the primary, okay? Then here we go. Now we cross the fourth one. It's called crossing the threshold. That's when you decide to make the decision to go forward into the special world. And once you cross into the special world, guess what? There's no turning back. Remember in the Matrix, blue pill, red pill. You take the red pill, guess what? You come with us, and your life will never be the same. You take the blue pill, things stay the same, and you go back to your rudimentary, simplistic way of doing things life. What do you want?
Right. So in other words, it's the why to your behavior, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, let her have her fun. Let her have her fun. Not yet. This is the decision we're going to make. All right. Here's the why. Here is the why to your behavior. Now you go into the allies, friends, enemies. Okay, that's the next stage. Now, who's going to be your ally? Who's going to help you on this journey? Who's going to be your friend? Right? Who's going to be your enemy? Who do you have to discover that's like, something, they really don't want me to change.
Yeah.
So you got to figure some things out. So you got to pick and choose. Okay. And so in that case, this is where you're on the lookout. All right. Who your friends are, who your allies are, who your enemies are. Now we go into the belly of the whale. All right. We go into the deep part of finding out all your strengths and weaknesses. This is step number 6 or 5. Your strengths and weaknesses about who you are. This is the part, to me, is I call it going into the tunnel. You go into the tunnel, and the tunnel's dark, and we're going to find some things that you may not like, but you're going to find some things that are really going to help you uncover some of the things that inhibit you from moving forward.
That's my favorite.
That's your favorite, all right? That's called the belly of the whale. So then once you go there, we have to do this one thing. The thing that has been haunting you, that has been just probably inhibiting you from becoming the person you always wanted to be, a limiting belief, a person that has constantly been on your
arse,
that has stopped you. And that's called the supreme ordeal. The supreme ordeal is huge. That's the thing you have to face. That's the thing we have to slay. That's the tools I give you to get the golden goblet in the cave where the dragon is protecting it. So we got to trick the dragon.
The bully.
Right, the bully. Whatever that is, we got to trick it to get the golden fleece so you can say, gotcha. We slay that dragon, that thing that has been haunting you or disturbing you or causing you pain, right? I get it now. Yes, you do. Now you go back with, it's called the reward, okay? And the reward is all the information and all the things you've done to complete, to help you with the dragon. We're going to get Hero's Journey images. Okay, so that's the reward. The things, you did it. You finally answered the question. You faced it, you handled it, and now you come out a different person. After the reward, it's called the walk back. There we go. It's called, what is it? I can't remember this one. It's all right, we got it, we'll go back. It's called, okay, it's called the reward, the road back. Now you're going to the road back with all this information, all this stuff, all this knowledge that you've had, that you've accumulated. You remember, you're never the same now. You know things different. You see the world differently. You respond to other people differently. You don't say or do things like you did before. You are a different person. And then there's the resurrection. Okay, the resurrection is the death of the old you. There's no old you anymore. Yeah. I love that one. I love to see that when I don't do that thing anymore. That's right, because the old you has died and the new you has risen. The new you is here. Okay? Doing different things, becoming a different person because you choose to, because you're empowered to. And the last of this one is called Return with the Elixir. Now, the elixir is all this information you got. It's like the potion. It's like the secret sauce you created or developed over the time of this journey we're going on. Now you have all this information, and guess what we want to do with it? We may possibly want to share it. So we go back to the original point of the hero's journey and tell everybody in the village, in the home, in the city, whatever this case may be, about your journey and where you've been and what happened out there. You're telling a story. And that is the hero's journey in a nutshell. And that's the journey we're going to take. The journey we need to take for you guys to understand where you're going to go, how you're going to get there, what you're going to solve, who you're going to become, and why you're going to become that individual. And all the blushes that come with it.
Yeah.
You'll get scars.
Yeah.
You'll scrape your knee. Boy, it's going to be invigorating. But once you come out the other end of the tunnel and there's a light at the other end, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. And also, it's not like you're going to be doing this by yourself. You're going to be doing this with us. And we are also going to be implementing some neurolinguistic programming. We're going to be tools. We're going to be implementing also hypnotherapy, which is great to keep you relaxed. And if we do have to do a little hypnotherapy, we will do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so with all the tools that we have, with the needs-based method, our 7-step to awareness and understanding to the new you, the hero's journey, we have
archetypes.
Yeah, we have the book, we have workbook, we have all the tools that you need to be able to have up to an 85% success rate.
Mm-hmm.
Really, if you fail, it's because you were sleeping through our class.
Well, hold on here now. Hey, I'm going to be honest. I've done tens of thousands of people, and I've put my foot, as they say, I put my foot in it. Like the cooking, I put my foot in it. And there are some people, and there are a handful. I can count them on one hand. That just, man, it wasn't enough because they didn't have what it took to get through their pain.
Yeah, their emotional turmoil.
Yeah, their turmoil. They just, man, and then I work, but so that has disappointed me, but I know, something, I can do the best I can.
Yeah.
And you can do the best you can.
Well, there's one of our steps. Is it awareness, understanding? Is it
acceptance?
Acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that took me the longest to get through. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to accept what has happened to you and who the person that did what they did to you. Mm-hmm. That was the hardest one, yes. Especially when it's your caretaker or somebody that you love, and just to think that person could have actually like emotionally scarred you or said or did something that you have carried with you for the rest of your life. That was huge. That one.
Yeah, so we all carry a lot of stuff. Some carry more than most, but we all go down the same journey. I'm going to take everybody down, and we're going to lift it up, put it to the side, and make sense of it, but disempower it. Okay? So
you're going to learn a lot more than what just, how to save your relationship, because at times, you might have more than one relationship, and you need to be able to,
yes, you
free yourself from what's holding you back and the inability to be able to have a successful relationship. And, that whole little word, or what do you call it, voice that tells you it's you, when in all possibility it may not be you, and especially if you keep choosing the same type of men, and I'm saying men because we're speaking to women, or partner, over and over again. There's got to be a point in your life that you step back and say, what is it that I'm doing you know, or what can I do differently to be able to choose
That's
a different
the key.
partner?
The word is look at the reframe.
Ooh,
Reframe. What
NLP.
what can I do differently?
Yes.
Okay.
And then start doing I statements.
Yeah.
Instead of you. You know, you're not making me happy.
Yeah.
It's not his responsibility to make you happy, girl.
Say that again.
Do not try it. Do not try it. Because when you leave
Preach to the choir.
When you leave dirty dishes and a dirty table.
Wow.
We have to learn.
Comparatively speaking, it's not too bad, is it?
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, if you're not happy with yourself, there's nobody that can make you happy. And one of the things I hear a lot of people saying, I could make, no, what is it? What is that? Like, I could encourage you, you know, and I could give you courage. You know, like you hear all these other
next time
coaches and stuff like that. Next time, nothing. You hear all these other coaches. No, I'm prepared. I just, you know. But my whole thing is courage comes from within. So I cannot encourage you to do anything that you don't want to do yourself. Bam, drop the mic.
Okay, well, that means we got to go.
That means that was good. Yeah, so, you know, if you don't have the courage to take the step that you need to take to better yourself and then to be a healthier individual and be able to, you know, be a better person, than to be able to become a mother, wife, significant other, and be just the best that you could be at whatever you decide to do with your life, then this is not the workshop for you.
Okay.
Right? So, guys, super excited. Yay. Thank you for tuning in, Jeb. Totally appreciate it. Thanks for the scare. It's always good.
Yes. Welcome.
So our peeps on Facebook. On Facebook, there's a link for Eventbrite. So if you want to be part of our journey, go ahead in making your relationship better. And remember, taking our free course is cheaper than a divorce.
Wow, that's a bargain.
So make sure you use the link to sign up. And then Instagram, I also have the link on Instagram, and it's also on Eventbrite. So just look it up, Relationship Bootcamp by Michael and Alina. And then we do not ever want to forget our community on Zoom, because they are our peeps as well. So, but we are going to get everybody on Zoom, because we're only going to be doing the bootcamp on Zoom. So everybody has to be on the same page, because we're only going to do it on Zoom. And it's going to be a private group. So if you do not sign up, then you do not get the link. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Totally appreciate you. And we will stay in touch. Bye.
Tell your friends.
Absolutely.
I know there are a lot out there.
All right,
suffering
ladies.
Through.
Okay.
All right.
Bye. See you guys next week. It'll be next Wednesday. And we are going to do it on Wednesdays at 11:30. So then that way you could do it during your lunch hour. All right. Bye. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
What?
Starry night.